about the public and in relation to the BKR in Holland, you know. But because of that, like I said, the attitude changed insofar that the artists were no more harmless. They were eating from the tax money, making an easy life, and the typical Dutch mentality was so far, we all have to work from 9 to 5, and these artists, they just go lie in the sun on the pizza and everywhere, you know. But then that stopped in 1987. That whole organization stopped, and the artists didn't get a penny anymore. Yeah, there was the special thing for very young artists that helped them a bit still, but with much less money. And I'm like what I said before, that the galleries had stopped showing or buying art from all these artists that were in this BKR. Because of that, there is that whole period that the BKR existed. There was no art dealing happening in Holland, practically nothing. And even before that and before the war, there was not very much in Holland. In most other countries, if big art collectors wanted to buy art, they went to Milan, they went to Vienna, to Berlin, to Paris, never to Amsterdam. You know, there was no art in Holland. You know, very strange. I've talked to big art dealers in Berlin, for instance, and there's Amsterdam. Are there galleries in Amsterdam? Well, that has changed because these artists that were no more in this, the government didn't take care of the Dutch artists anymore. Finally, on the art schools, they began to realize that artists had to make a living from their work. And so when I was on art school, if I mentioned the fact that I wanted to make money with my art, I risked to be thrown off the school, you know. That was like swearing, you know. Money, you were not supposed to talk about money for your art. And I must say, I grew up with that idea. My mother always said, Geld spielt keine Rolle. That was something she said always. And so if me and my brother, who were painters, if we said, yeah, but how are we going to live? Then my parents said, then you shouldn't have wanted to be a painter, you know. Then you should have gone to work in a factory or something. That if you want a painter, you have to realize that you don't make a penny, that you're poor, you know. Whereas my two other brothers who were actors, the theater was very, very well organized in these years, and they got a good salary, and they got the pension and all that, you know. They were like really, there was also the government who took care of that. But the artists, it was difficult, and finally, so around the 90s of 20th century, they began to teach the people to the management became part of art education. How to manage yourself. How to sell your art, or what you have to do to find the ways to sell it. And then you got artists who suddenly made a lot of money, and who were driving in a big car, and suddenly the attitude of the public changed. They said these artists, they're not poor rats that are living on poor little studios or so, and they're not the people that eat from our tax money. No, they're clever bastards. They're kind of more like gangsters. Like people who know where the money is, and they started becoming jealous, and talking like that about people. That's the attitude, that became. That's more like the latest. If you see it from the negative point of view, then that's the latest attitude, of the people. And now it is even so that the real business, let's say, in art is completely out of our hands. I mean, I was still able to find in Holland here and there a gallery where I could show my works, and where they had a clientele who were from time to time buying art, and in the papers they wrote always a small article, but an art critic, not just a little story, but a critical review of what they had seen. That is nowadays completely finished. Most papers only write about big international exhibitions, and they rarely write something about what is happening in the galleries. And for the rest, yeah, it's out of our hands. If you want to be part of those who make good money in art, you have to be in the picture of the big art galleries and people who are powerful in the art scene. Okay, your question was actually, what is where is art, the visual art, going to? This has come to an end, I think, or is beginning to come to an end. This little coterie of art popes who are telling in the world what art is and what not art is, and what has value and what not. The importance and the power of these people, I had personally the feeling, has become less, and more that world becomes isolated. I mean, they reach the richest people in the world, who most of them don't know fuck about art, and are just pushed in the direction of the big names who where they can make money with, and for the rest there is this ocean from 99% of artists in the world who create fantastic things, but who are not seen by it, and so even is galleries in Amsterdam, and so the ones I've spoken, they take a different attitude. You know, the first thing is not that they ask what is your name? You know, how famous are you? How many works do you sell? No, they're almost obliged to show a certain interest in what is coming up, what new art is there on the moment, you know. And the funny thing is that I've seen anyway in Amsterdam a lot of young visual artists that are just back to painting and drawing again, you know. And that's a whole coming up generation. They don't make installations anymore. They don't use all photography or film. No, they go back just simply to drawing and painting. And like the last big exhibition in Amsterdam was a big exhibition in what they call the beurs from, I don't know how you say it.
Diamond company, no?
The what?
Diamond company, no? The Bears,
Could
no?
be, yeah, from the Diamond Company. They had this big exhibition where young artists got stands where they were showing their own works, and they had to promote their own work. So there was not this feeling of these art dealers who were pushing somebody, but they were just pushing themselves, showing themselves. And all these people were very enthusiastic, good artists, you know. And I was very optimistic when I saw that. Then there were lots and lots of people who were just interested in art, you know, not in names and big prices, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.